All right. Hey, everybody. We're here. We're going to hang out a little bit. Hey, that background does look pretty good, a little bit blurry. Hola, nature lover. What's up? ¿Qué pasa?
Yeah, I'm glad it's not too blurry. The hair's getting a little.
Yeah. So, these virtual backgrounds, they never quite work perfectly.
Yeah,
They just don't. So, how's your whiskers? Are they blurry?
Well, only the thin ones.
The thin ones up on top. Watch, my glasses will go in and out of focus.
It doesn't know what to do with them.
No, it doesn't. Okay, Pasa, we both look grateful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm feeling kind of gross, and I need a haircut, and my hair needs dyed, and my hands need to be exfoliated, especially the one in the cast. And I need a spa day.
I just need hair.
Oh, we all have things we need in life.
But if that's the worst thing that I need, then okay, I'm not going to worry.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hang around just a little bit and just for a few minutes until we get, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes before we really jump in. I can relate to the spa day. Yes. Oh, goodness. I like, you know what, nature lover, like this hand, the skin is so dry, especially the thumb that was swollen all the time. It's making me nuts. And the nails, they need to be filed. They need to be cleaned. I need a manicure. I could do it myself, but I can't do it at all right now. I need a haircut really bad. Yeah. He can relate.
Yeah, I'm coming up on a haircut here.
I used to be able to do your haircuts for you.
I know.
I can't now.
No.
Kind of, sort of can. It's left-handed, though. My edges might not be real straight.
I think I'll spend the pesos. Because I know it's not going to be 700 pesos like...
No.
Tulum.
When you live someplace where you could literally buy 12 pastor tacos and 3 will fill you up, and you can buy 12 for $5, you can expect that the haircuts will be pretty affordable.
I'm thinking, especially since there's only about, 3 or 4 of them in a little short walk distance. So
yeah.
Competition does tend to keep the prices a little bit lower.
A little bit. So, let's see. Any super news? Tomorrow, I go for my first 4-week follow-up to a new doctor. I'm pretty confident he probably does not speak English, considering where he has received his education and various levels of degrees and specialties. So he probably won't speak English. So it's going to be interesting to try to communicate effectively in Spanish, as we should.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's medical.
I know.
Medical terminology can be hard in English. So hopefully my phone with the amazing live translate as you speak application will be effective. I hope. And we'll see where we go.
Hopefully we can get along even without that. So
I'm hoping. I'm getting a little bit better. A little bit. Yeah, see, look, I'm bringing this up right now. This is absolutely true. Medical terminology is a class, literally a class all by itself for a lot of pre-med and ancillary medical students, because it is rough. It's a lot of Latin root words and a lot of memorization about where things are in the body. It's like, I don't even remember anymore. What is it, 206? I can't remember how many bones and 500 and some muscles and just all of it.
The biggest problem that we had prior to crossing over here was the doctors didn't really care what you had to say. Some of them. I had one who was great. He was like, whatever you need is what I'm going to do. But, a lot of them were doing the, this is what we're going to get from the whole insurance. So we're going to drive towards what the insurance wants you to do instead of what's right for you. And so they're half the time thinking, I already know what I'm going to do without listening to you. So it's just.
Yeah, but the actual understanding of the conversation in the vernacular. I have a perfect example of this. My former mother-in-law used to be a housekeeper for a doctor. And anytime we ever spoke or had interactions with this doctor in that respect, whether it was in the streets in town or at his house, it was always a very layman's common discussion in terms of the vocabulary. Then one day, I'm in the employee cafeteria. I had just gotten hired, my first laboratory job, and I'm having lunch, and here comes that doctor. And I said hello to him, and I said, yeah, I work here now. I work up in the lab. Boom, the switch. Suddenly, it was this extra higher level of conversation we were having, just like that. And I just never thought about it that way. Now he knows that I have some medical training, and now we can discuss things on a higher level and more complicated vocabulary and whatnot. So it's like that. And so now we're going to try to do this in Spanish. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Most medical doctors don't understand what their patients really want
or care.
Primarily having to do with communication skill levels. And a lot of doctors think they know what your individual body needs. That's true. And having worked in a 8 provider office one time, running their lab, some doctors are very by the book, and they will not deviate at all.
Nope.
They won't listen to you when you come in there with the 50 advertisements you saw on TV about this drug you wanted to try. Other doctors are very willing to let you hit it out of the park with everything. Here's a script for this. We're going to run this test, that test, this test too, even if you don't need it. And it's just the way it is. It just kind of depends on the doctor. It depends a lot on, I guess how much trouble they may or may not get in with maybe the practice manager or the hospital system for the things that they do that cost too much money and all that.
Yeah. The whole thing really though is when you let the insurance company run the healthcare industry, that is what you get. And that's, and that's as far down that road as I'm going to go.
Yeah. So, okay, we're 8 minutes in. So I guess we're going to talk about the streaming services and entertainment and options that are available, what we've run into, just a little bit of everything. So as much as I love to watch, it's not too cookie cutter. Girl, you got that. Hola, Wilfredo. Hey, we had a good weekend. And I think it was Monday that we went into town and saw that church.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow after my doctor's appointment, we're going to head over to Marimba Park and check out the marimba players and the dancers, and that should be fun. Let's see here. Hola to you, Goldfish. Nice to see you here. So we're gonna talk about the streaming services. We had a lot of streaming services before we moved to Mexico.
Too many.
It's true.
I mean,
it's true. He didn't watch any of them. This is what they do. They get you on, they hook you onto a show. If I want to watch Handmaid's Tale, I got to watch this service. If I want to watch any of the Star Trek shows, I got to watch this service. It's just the way it is. And, I would sign up. Oh, Downton Abbey. Got to watch Downton Abbey. Sign up for that. Days of Our Lives. I've watched Days of Our Lives for 40 freaking years plus. And now Days of Our Lives isn't on live TV or on regular TV anymore. It's only online streaming. I got that. I like horror films, and horror films aren't always easy to get. So I'm kind of bumming off my daughter's Shudder service, on and on and on. Mark's got sporting events.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them. And Some of the things that we run into are issues with the VPN, issues with the internet speeds.
Well, that's the not so much with the streaming, that location to location.
It's location.
Yeah.
And of course, the prices, they add up. You know, there are all encompassing services that you can get, such as Expat TV, although they don't advertise their list of channels and services. But, you know, I wish one day I could see an entire list, and people don't really talk about it too much. They say they have thousands of channels. I don't know. But, you know, Netflix, the Disney Plus that includes ESPN and Hulu, Peacock, Paramount, Shudder, Curiosity Stream. Oh, I know I'm missing something. Did I say Netflix?
Oh.
And then, of course, there's Amazon Prime, which I have anyway, but, you know, because I have it for the shipping. And I don't know. There's a bunch. And he's got MLB.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I buy the MLB package every year just for the Braves. And realistically, it is $149.99, and you can watch any game, or it's $129.99, and you get to just watch your team.
Yes. Hola, Anna.
You know, I really, you know, I don't watch any of the other teams, so. Yeah, it's $129, which, if you think about it, out of 162 games, comes out to about 75 cents a game, and
he watches them all,
and I don't miss any.
Yeah.
You know, or very rarely do I miss it. Hola, Vicky.
Hola, Vicky.
And you know, but for that one, they have no problems purchasing outside the country, but don't try and watch it with your VPN on.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the ones that if you have a VPN on,
yeah,
I'm not getting in. Turn my VPN off. Boom.
And then there's other instances where if your VPN is off and they know that you're outside of the United States, it doesn't work. So then you turn your VPN on, and it may still not work if they don't like the IP address.
That's correct. ESPN.
So then if you change your IP address to some other spot, that might work.
Yeah, ESPN.
It's so hit or miss.
ESPN, for you people who are sports fans, if you have ESPN Plus, it is very hit and miss as far as once they get locked in on a particular VPN IP address in a town, they block it.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes we'll move and I'll try a different city. Sometimes it gets me in. Sometimes it goes, no, we don't care. And so it's the ESPN's very hit and miss. What I have been doing lately, and I'm not quite sure how this is actually occurring, because I understand that they have actually shut this service down, but USTV.go still is broadcasting or streaming ESPN and ESPN2. So when, you know, my Canes are on ESPN2 or on ESPN, I go to USTV.go and putz around with it, and eventually I get to kick on. If it was on TBS or TNT, then I'm going to the Stream East.
Yeah.
And what I have found with the Stream East is it is an extremely popular service with a lot of people. And what happens is it buffers. And it's not because of the internet here, because I can watch an entire Braves game and it not buffer once. I can watch a Hurricanes game on USTV Go, no buffering whatsoever. I go to Stream East, and it's every 5-6 minutes it's buffering. So what that tells me is it's not at this end, it's at the server end that they have there. And they get a ton of people.
Stream East is the one that has Cat Jam, right?
Yes, Cat Jam.
Cat Jam.
Yeah, and there are times that it streams, I mean, during football season, we would turn it on and go to the red zone, because that's our favorite way of watching the NFL is the red zone. No no commercials or anything else, and it's streamed for 7 hours and never buffer. So
yeah, it's true. You know what, Wilfredo? I also have a Fire Stick. I have yet to actually use it. You know, I've never used it in a laptop. I don't know if you can. And we hardly ever watch the TVs here. There's been a few occasions where we had a TV that was worth maybe trying. I've never bothered to set it up outside of the United States, and I only used it a couple of times, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and I brought it. I'm like, hey, we could use this. We also have some kind of Google TV thing that his mom gave us. Never used it yet. Oh, that's another thing. His mom lets us use her YouTube TV. But guess what? If you don't log into YouTube TV within a certain amount of time in the city where it's basically
where the account is based,
right?
Where the billing address.
So, like,
is.
this is even in the United States. If his mom is in the Kansas City area and we were to try to watch YouTube TV in Charlotte, and it had been a while since we had logged in the Kansas City area, it won't let us in. So that's another one. I mean, it works for a while. When we visit his mom and we log in, it's good. And then we get back here and it works for a while and then it doesn't. So,
and we could conceivably have her log in, but she's 83. And,
you know, getting her logged in is me and then back out and back in.
And then,
her.
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
Are we lagging?
Are we?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems like it's.
Well, we're talking.
Okay.
And people are typing. And because we're talking, we're not answering.
No, I'm just talking about I thought the video might have been
getting
a little.
When we go to Mexico, we need to reduce the number of streaming services we currently subscribe to, for sure. You know what? I agree. And lately I've been seriously checking to see what shows am I no longer going to be able to watch. Like they're either done, they finished them up. I'm noticing overlap. For instance, I will notice when I'm on Hulu, I will see some of the movies from another channel, like another streaming service. I may even see some of the movies that I've seen on Shudder. So it's one of those, I am going through it, and I've been trying to update lately.
Now, another one is...
we did just lag there.
That's what I thought. Another one is Pluto TV, which is totally free. And it works great for a lot of channels and everything else. Their sports works for some things, but you can't get any access to any of the ESPNs. So it's sort of I'm constantly struggling to try and find the ESPN. But
so Anna, we also have Surfshark, and this is the one where we have hit or miss with various services. It's become more restrictive the longer we've been here.
Yep.
So as Mark said, I think a lot of the time what it is they've locked in on an ISP address and they know that it's a VPN address and they block it. So then we have to bounce to a different
it's
location.
basically a game of whack-a-mole. I mean, really, the services are trying to identify where the VPNs are, and the VPNs are the moles, and they're trying to pop up in a different place so that the provider doesn't know where they're at. And sometimes you get lucky and get into a spot and you go, boom, I'm good.
Yep.
And you can log into the same one the next day and go, crap. And it's not letting me in.
You know, and this didn't used to be the case, but Nord purchased Surfshark. And because we've been running into these issues, I had considered maybe trying NordVPN next time we go to renew. But if Nord purchased Surfshark, then how do I know that Nord isn't having the same issues? I mean, we don't know.
And there has been a consolidation going on in the VPN market where the big players have been buying some of the smaller ones up. Good, bad, doesn't know. Hopefully, right now there's about six major VPN owners that own the majority of the big VPNs. And they know that the biggest thing that people buy the VPNs for is for streaming. And so, they're now starting to come out. I just read an article 2 weeks ago. They're working on being ways of you actually can go into your VPN and you can be able to say, okay, when I turn on MLB, for example, do not run that through the VPN because it will not let me. And so it's going to basically have tunnels so that if you want to do ones that don't require a VPN, it's going to be able to allow you to tunnel that out and still leave the VPN on for other things. So I think a lot of times the turning it off, turning it on gives them a signal as to, hey, hold on, you're doing something weird here.
Yeah.
And so, and they're working hard at trying to mask where your location is and hide your identity and all that, because that's what we pay them for.
Hey, you got to go Braves, honey.
5-2 today.
Okay, so we got rid of cable, which cost us over $300 a month.
Yep.
We now have streaming, which is half the price. Yes, indeed. But we don't need to be spending even $150 a month on streaming. Quite honestly, we need to consolidate our services as well. So yes, it is less, and we hardly ever watch TV. Honestly, when we had cable, it was mostly on news and classic TV show reruns.
And sports.
And sports.
And film noir.
And film noir. Which, by the way, one of the services we have is Criterion Channel, specifically for their collection of film noir, which they refresh every month. And he likes that. So, boom.
Love my film noir.
Yeah. And Wilfredo, you are lucky that you have MLB through T-Mobile. That's cool. But we don't. All right. So here's a really good question. I already touched on this just a little bit, Rick, regarding YouTube TV. His mom's got the account. She lets us use it. We do run into that problem here in Mexico. It's really going to depend on, number one, where do you have your service centralized? So if your service is out of Houston, Texas, for example.
Rick's in Maui. So
right. But if you were to transfer the service, I mean, if you move to Mexico, if you were to transfer it to Houston, what I don't know is if you were to access YouTube TV through a VPN centered in Houston, would it still work? Because I don't know
about the login. I mean, and if that requires it logging in through the TV, I don't know how that exactly works.
But we do know that if you have not logged in for a period of time in the location where your account is held,
you're good for at least 6 months.
Is what
YouTube TV says. And they go at least once every 6 months. You need to log in at your home location.
Yeah.
And we went almost a year of not having an issue, and it was about Merida when we started. I started getting the ESPN.
I mean, I really hadn't tried,
and I don't know if that's YouTube TV that was getting wonky or if it was ESPN. So,
I don't know. Anna, I cannot even get my Fire Stick to work in Mexico with Surfshark. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Anna, I haven't even tried.
We do know.
We haven't. We literally have never used it since we left the United States. We just have all these other services.
Well, we found workarounds on the computer and this and that. But we do know that Anivet and Arlene and Querétaro are running on a Fire Stick. Mm-hmm. And they offered Arlene some type of stupid deal that she just was like,
okay,
huh? You're going to give me 4 years at this price? And she went, boom, done. And they very successful. We are probably going to try and use the Fire Stick once we get to Querétaro, because we're going to be there for 6 months. So that'll be the perfect place
Yeah.
When we're
to
here
actually
for a
set it
month,
up.
it really reaches the point of going, all right, do we want to mess around with this?
Yeah.
Do this
No.
when we have solutions that we use, be it, on the computers, on a tablet, whatever,
Yes.
that we go, okay.
And the thing is that we do have the VPN set up on all of our devices. So it's on the laptops. I have a Lenovo tablet that's kind of like this big. And then on our cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I have to activate the VPN.
On the Fire Stick?
No.
Oh.
On each of the devices if I want to use the native applications that each streaming service offers.
Yes.
Now, I run into trouble, and I don't know why, and it's intermittent with Shudder. But I had trouble with Shudder's application even when I was in the United States, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And, my daughter's like, I don't know why you have so many problems with it. It works fine for me. Well, sure, it works fine for you. I don't know why. It works on my laptop. Sometimes it doesn't work on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. But that Surfshark VPN, this I know for a fact because I play Pokemon Go. And Pokemon Go operates on a satellite location thing, right? And Surfshark VPN has the ability to mask your location. Well, I've tried that. It doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work. It doesn't mask your location, at least not consistently. On my old phone, it would show me in wherever I said I was, and then there would be a blip of me back where I was, and then I was back where I said I was, and then it'd be blip again where I was. It doesn't work. So the location masking doesn't work. So I don't know if that's part of it. I'm very confused about that. But I want to answer some more questions before we get into some more of this. Okay, here, Chris. I used to watch football and baseball, but I gave up watching, and it's the best thing I ever did. My husband is happy I gave it up. Not this one. No. Hola, Ricky. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Besides that, some of them she really doesn't care whether the Braves, it's, but I get the Canes on.
Yes.
And last night it was, they started out really quick and I'm over here hooting and hollering. I thought she was taking a nap and they hit the crossbar and she goes, what? I'm going, oh God, I woke her up. Oh
no, I wasn't asleep.
No, they're doing that good. And I'm like, no, they hit the crossbar. Yeah, we're up and everything else. Last 3 minutes, she's sitting beside me
I watched
watching
the last 3 minutes. I mean, I'm just like, this series between the two teams was not a good one. In my opinion, it was boring, and the Canes were playing very sloppy. And I'm like, whatever, as long as they win. I don't want to watch them play sloppy. So, hi, Jen. And Jen says, I wanted to say I love your channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we're glad you're here. Hi, Tom. When I eventually move to Mexico for good, no streaming, will watch La Noticia, the Mexican news, and Despierta America and Hoy Dia morning shows that for the most part are gossip but inform. Oh man, no, I left all that stuff in the US, Tom. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but it's all Mexican stuff.
I know.
At least first of all, he understands it. Second of all, he's getting what's happening here.
Right.
He's not getting that crap that's on the other side of the border.
Hey, Wilfredo, yes, we're aware that Nord bought Surfshark. My concern is I had considered maybe switching to Nord.
Well, we may end up being on Nord in a matter of...
And I mean, who knows? It may end up being the same company.
That is what happened with, I think it was Axis VPN that Nord bought, and then they just shut down Axis and shifted everybody over to Nord. So
we were going to get to this Expat TV, Judy. Thank you for bringing it up. I went to their website. I thoroughly looked through it. The thing I don't like is that they do not show their list of channels. I've heard a lot of other people who, follow us and other channels bring up Expat TV.
And a lot of them have expounded and said the same thing and gone, hey, it's,
Yep.
if you want to keep up with what's happening on that particular side, this is a very good, especially.
Yeah. I like that you can travel with the box. I like that you can pause it. Just like we do our Surfshark, or not Surfshark, our Starlink.
Starlink, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's really, really good for shows from Canada, United States, and the UK. It seems to be the big thing they talk about, and then some other stuff.
Yep.
Oh, he's stepping out. And the price is right. I don't know if this is accurate, but I went to their actual page, and it seems like it was up to date. They're saying it's $30 a month or 600 pesos. And whichever one you pay, that's what it will always be. Like, you can't switch back and forth between currencies. So you pick one and you stick with it. And the minimum bit rate download speed that they recommend is 20 megs a second. That is good, not great internet. The other recommendation they had was that you should probably avoid wireless. You should probably hardwire with a patch cable straight into the Ethernet connection, and then connect with HDMI to the TV.
Well, they listed 1,200 channels, but they don't tell you which channels. But 1,200 channels,
right,
up to 1,700 channels, depending upon the day.
Sports, depending on the sports.
So
it sounds really good. I want to see the channels. I'm going to do some more digging tonight and see if somebody was able to share at least a semi-comprehensive list of channels, because I'm not so much the TV person. I'm the streaming service person. So I want my Paramount, my Shudder, my Netflix, my Hulu, my Disney Plus, etc. Right? If you can get those in addition to live TV on Expat TV, I'm more than willing to listen.
Right. And if it has like Turner Classic Movie, then we don't need Criterion. Because, they have Noir Alley and I can watch my Noir.
That's true. And then the other thing about Expat TV that is concerning is the fact that the best reception is recommended to be hardwired to your modem and then to the TV. And with us moving the way we do, frequently, anywhere between 1 and 3 months, we're moving to a new location. We don't know where the modem's going to be in relationship to the television set.
It'd be difficult here.
Yeah, it would be really hard where we are right now. I think that's the modem right there, maybe.
But then there's one out here.
I know. It's really random for us. But I think when we're in Querétaro, it's certainly something we should look into. And then we can pause it if we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arlene's already said she's gonna hook us up on that.
Well, I know. There's a lot of options, but things are changing.
I understand that.
So the overall gist of this is things are changing all the time.
Oh yeah.
And that's part of the problem.
Yes. And not everything keeps up. And that's the game that they keep playing between the streaming services and the VPNs.
We have too many: Apple TV, HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Disney, Peacock, Paramount. Papa, I'm with you. I don't have Apple TV or HBO Max, but you can add to that list Criterion, Curiosity Stream, the ESPN Plus, the MLB
Well,
network.
that's the Disney package, the Hulu,
Shudder,
Disney.
God, I don't know if I'm missing something else.
Spotify.
No, Spotify's not
music,
TV. No, I'm not talking about music. TV. Okay, and another thing I want to bring up too. So when we were in Tulum, and a lot of Airbnbs will do this, they'll have like Netflix on their TV, but when you're in Mexico, Netflix knows you're in Mexico, and so yes, you have Netflix, and yes, there's a lot of viewing options in English, yes, in addition to Spanish, and other languages sometimes too, but they filter out certain programming. that you can only get someplace else. So prime example is I wanted to watch Crimson Peak, the film. And everybody was raving about it. Oh, on Netflix now. Well, I'm sitting here, sitting in Tulum in Mexico, and I'm like, where's Crimson Peak? I did a search for it, everything else, I can't find it. So I got on my tablet, turned on my Surfshark, put myself in the US, and sure enough, there's Crimson Peak, which, by the way, I liked it. Just saying, I liked it. I thought that it was too rushed at the end, and I didn't care for the ending.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. We prefer Marquee Sports for the Cubs, though. Are you familiar with Marquee Sports?
No, but I mean, I mean, like I could have done the Braves and the Canes because they're both on Bally Sports, but I pay $129 for the season for the Braves. And Bally Sports, their monthly charge to stream was $79.99 a month.
That's insane.
And I'm like,
no.
You know, love them, but I'm not paying $80 a month. That's no, not when I can. $129 one time, I'm done, and I can find the Hurricanes either on the ESPN Plus. And when I get them on the ESPN Plus, the nice thing about doing it that way is you are actually able to pick which broadcast you want. You know, if it's done by the regional carriers. So, you know, if I want to drive Gina nuts, I can turn the Canes broadcast on. She has to listen to Trip Tracy tell his stories, and she's like,
"Please no,
God, he's horrible.
Oh, he's horrible, and I'm not even a sports fanatic, and he's horrible." But the thing about the MLB is that they play the exact same commercials over and over and over and over again. And that ball had a family. Makes me laugh every time I hear it. That ball had a family.
That's why there's a mute button on the computer. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Nord has the same issues. I think Netflix is about the only streaming that will work without a glitch. I think you might be onto something there, Wilfredo, probably because Netflix is available in Mexico. It's just a matter of whether they're filtering out some content depending on your country.
I think what it is it really is a game that they keep playing. One goes ahead, you know, and who knows, next year, 2025, the VPNs may be ahead of the streaming services, and we might be able to get all of them and go, man, this is great. 6 months later, the streaming services have figured out how to identify the new technology that the VPNs are using, and they're back to, no, you can't do that. So it's a constant game of going back and forth.
For sure, for sure. Hey, Nature Lover. I knew what you meant, honey. I knew you meant mobile hotspot and Criterion. You know what? I have a friend who loves film noir, and I didn't know it. And she was just bragging about Criterion. He's a film noir fan. And I'm like, hey, did you know about this service that they actually have a whole section of film noir?
Well, and you know, the other part is Criterion is also a huge fan of Hitchcock, which
yes, they are. You
know, start me at the beginning and start watching Hitchcock, and it's amazing when you see the stuff that he was doing in the mid 30s to when, you know, when he was still doing them in England, and then when he moved to the US, and you know, his filmmaking got so much better as he progressed through time. And it was you know, then he reached that point of 47, 48, and then on, where it just was like masterpiece. But, you know, Saboteur, yeah.
Rick, mahalo for insight on YouTube TV. Mahalo, is that a person?
No, mahalo is Hawaiian. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. No. I don't understand Hawaiian. You're welcome. All right, let's see here. Streaming services were easier to cancel compared to our cable. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Something's going on with Netflix, though. I recently saw, I think it was yesterday, I was reading that the internet is in an uproar because Netflix is going to be eliminating their basic plan without ads. And it's basically going to be a plan with ads. I think it's going to affect the UK. Yeah.
They constantly are massaging their services to figure out how they can get another $1 or $2 a month. Okay, well, we're going to give you just a few commercials, but if you don't like them, $2 more a month, and we'll cut them out.
Look. For what we pay a month now for Netflix, I mean, it's in double digits and it's pushing $20. That's pretty much where it's at this point. I had Netflix when Netflix was less than $8 a month, and it included you being able to order DVDs sent to your home in addition to online streaming content.
Just saying.
That's how long I've had Netflix.
Yeah.
And then they split that in half, and then they started raising rates. So anyway, let's see here. Madam X, welcome. Hey guys, we ordered the relocation guide and hope to get temp residency by the end of the year. Hopefully. Hope your arm and toe are getting better. Thank you. I have an appointment tomorrow to get this checked out. Halfway point.
Speaking of, glad you said that, Madam X, because we have to say congratulations. One of our subscribers and friends, Rick, completed his visa application at the Kansas City consulate yesterday and thumbs up, walked out with his visa and his passport, and is now getting ready to come to Mexico.
Yay! So
yes.
Congratulations also to you, Madam X.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's see here. Anna, my Surfshark renews in June, and they said last month it will update automatically. You can stop it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to renew.
No, and they are constantly sending updates.
Yeah.
And that's the game that they keep playing is, okay, we're gonna try this and we're gonna do this. And I just read in PC Now magazine this morning an article that one of the late April updates from Microsoft is breaking some VPNs.
Oh no.
And they don't have a remedy.
Oh no.
Wonderful. So just if your VPN, it may not be the VPN, it could be Microsoft's latest update. So
it could be. And one of the ways to check is if you're using an Android or an Apple device and you have a VPN installed on those, check that and see if it still works.
Yeah. I mean, just letting you know that I did read that, and they're like, Microsoft may fix that.
May.
Well,
love that. We're going to break stuff.
Well, to them, they're going, this isn't our problem. And you know what? From a business standpoint, I can sort of sit there and go,
they're right.
Hey,
they're right.
We're not here to work with the VPNs. VPNs have to work with our platform.
No, you're right. So, they have to figure it out on their own.
It's.
God, I was thinking of something and it just left me.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Oh, yeah. So I was going to say, you could cancel it before the renewal if you thought you wanted to try a different service. I don't know now. I may go back and just see what
the top two,
what the top ones are for 2024.
The top two continually pop up: Surfshark and Nord, and
Surfshark continues to show. See, and now that Nord owns Surfshark.
But my question, every time I see these top 10 VPNs for living in Mexico, top 10 VPNs for living abroad,
they're referral links.
Not only that,
yeah,
I swear to God, sometimes they're written by the marketing department from NordVPN. I mean,
I don't know. I'm going to look around some more just to see what the options are.
We got a little bit of time still.
We still have some time. And what is Expat TV? Okay, well, Expat TV is a service. If you type in Expat TV in a Google search, it literally is called Expat TV. Not that there's another one. It's Expat TV Premiere or something like that.
I think it's expattv.org.
It's .org, and then there was another one. I think it was .info, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But both of those appear to be the same. And it is more or less, it's like a streaming service box that connects to your modem, and then you plug it into the HDMI in your television. And they claim that they have over 1,200 channels you can choose from.
Up to 1,700 on big sporting event days.
Yeah. And they also offer, I think, pay-per-view events. And basically it'll work anywhere in the world. They claim it will work anywhere
for
in
$30
the world. For $30 a month.
And from what they also say, and I know there's some people who are over here that have said that it's amazing, and so they have the service, and they could probably answer this better than we could. But they say that they have some local channels. So if you're looking for, let's just say we're back in Charlotte. If we were looking for WBTV, that might be an option, so we could watch the local news to see, what's happening. Mm-hmm. So we can really get depressed and see how many other people are shooting each other today. But,
Yep. And, Chris, wait, let me go back to this real quick. Chris, I have to get Disney Plus for a month just for the Beatles Let It Be movie coming out this month, and then I'll cancel. I've done that. And I remember when
7-day trials,
a bunch of people at work were going to see the first Downton Abbey movie. So I logged on to whatever that account was and did the trial. I can't remember anymore who does Downton Abbey. I can't remember.
Is that Acorn or something?
No. We've never had Acorn. It's
we didn't really have this service. You just signed up and then canceled it.
No, we've never.
Oh, okay.
We've never done Acorn. But anyway, Downton Abbey, I binged all of it so that I could go see the movie and actually know what was going on. And I loved it, by the way.
We did that with Line of Duty.
We did that with Line of Duty. When that was Acorn.
When we were at my mom's, she was like, "Oh, you need to watch this British crime drama." And folks, if you haven't watched Line of Duty, it is a very good watch. And
wow.
And so we signed up for 7 days.
Like literally,
and we binged the entire 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
In 7 days, and it was just like, good show.
I'm trying to remember who. This is how bad and how many services we have. I can't even remember anymore. I literally watch specific streaming services for specific shows, such as Outlander, Handmaid's Tale, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Discovery, Mandalorian,
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. I mean, there's now it's American Horror Stories. And I mean, there are specific shows that I just watch because of that show. And once those shows are done and they're not on anymore, if there's nothing else on that service, I'm probably going to cancel it. But the Disney one I think is pretty awesome for what it is, because I love that they have the entire Marvel universe. And I haven't watched most of those movies, but I have vowed that I'm going to watch every Marvel movie in the chronological timeline so that I can see them all and understand everything that happened instead of random.
Well, if you spent the last 50 years reading the comic books, you'd know it.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
My comic books were things like,
I know.
Creepy ghost stories,
crypt,
like creep show type stuff, or I would actually read, I'm not kidding, Richie Rich and Casper. I'm such a loser. Anyway,
Archie's.
A little bit of Archie's.
Oh, okay.
It was mostly horror stories. I like the creepy comics. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I want to do. Another thing I like is that they have all the Star Trek stuff. They have all the Star Wars stuff. And I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan, but there are certain movies that I'm like, ooh, I think I want to watch that because I kind of lost the connectivity between these films. I think that's cool. I don't know if any of them have the entire Lord of the Rings collection. That would be really awesome. My precious.
I'm not saying a word. I mean,
I know.
I've been watching my sports for decades.
Alfredo!
So
Back in the States after a month in Baja. Miss you guys. Well, Alfredo, we're still here.
Yep.
Nice to have you here tonight, though.
Hola, Cindy.
And hola to Cindy. Hello. And Lorenzo. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hola, amigos desde Guanajuato. All right. Nice. One day we're going to get to that city. It's going to happen.
We got to get back to the Highlands.
I know. Cindy, I think the Outlander books are better. You know what? I believe you. I do believe you. I think the details are probably much better in the books. I don't know. I haven't read the books, but I got to say, there's something when they got them into the Carolinas. I mean, mind blown. I knew exactly where they were. I even looked it up on the map. I'm like, I know where this is supposed to be. It's probably over here.
Well, she looked at me and goes, "Isn't that Grandfather Mountain?"
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. It was so cool.
The question, though, is how many movies are better than the book?
Most of them.
No.
Most of them. Sorry. The other way around.
Thank you.
Sorry, yes. The books are better. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the book gives you so much more detail and and they're going, you know what, if we got to add 5 pages at the end of the book just to get all this information in, we're going to do it. Whereas, they're going, hey, we have 98 minutes. That's all we want to do. And so they cut stuff and you start going,
the biggest offender is anything Stephen King. And I do read Stephen King books, and I am always pissed off at the movies because they cut characters, change characters, merge characters, and they don't even make sense why they did it. Prime example, Pet Sematary. In the book, Jed's got a wife and she's got stomach cancer. In the movie, the housekeeper has stomach troubles and Jed doesn't have a wife. Tell me what that did to improve the movie.
No,
nothing.
And they did it to Grisham.
Yeah.
I mean, eliminated. When they did A Time to Kill. One of the few books that I can honestly say that after reading the very first paragraph, I was so pissed off and hooked. No, being a father of daughter.
I know where you're going.
And you're reading that first paragraph of that book, and you're going, I'm ready to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And boom, away you go. And the movie, actually somebody I went to high school was in that movie. But that movie, had both of the Sutherlands in it, and and Matthew McConaughey, hey. But great cast and everything else. But you didn't get that gotcha moment in that movie until the courtroom scene. And you go, now imagine if they're white and everybody's eyes opened up. And it's like, what? The book, the first 40 words, you're like, huh?
Yeah.
So
pretty bad, pretty rough.
Now, one of the ones I will give credit where I think the movie was actually better than the book was The Godfather.
I don't know. I never read the book.
Yeah.
I need Max just so I can watch Big Bang Theory whenever I want.
Or TBS.
Bazinga. Awesome. Me Comics, True Detective, all 3, and True Crimes, streaming all the deadlines. Law and Order, the crime that makes them famous. Yeah, True Crimes are fun. And I did a huge binge in Tulum on true crime documentaries. I also did World War II's. I mean, he knows. I had it was running constantly.
World War II's.
Yeah.
I'm all about that, but everything she was watching, I think I'd already watched. So,
and then by the time I got through all the true crimes that I wanted to watch and all the World War IIs that I wanted to watch, then I started watching TV shows on Netflix like Sweet Tooth and I think it was called 1889 or 1899. And I don't know, there was a bunch of series that I started watching on Netflix, and they were all kind of cool. I want to get to the Highlands as well to liquidate here in the States. Russ Shrewberry. Hey, Russ, thanks for joining us tonight. Highlands. Yeah, we want to get to the Highlands. We are ready. We are so ready.
well, I mean, just to give everybody a taste of what Tuxtla Gutierrez in Chiapas is like today, it was sweltering. I mean, it was sit outside and drip. It was hot.
Okay, ladies. Men could do this too. I don't know if they would, but ladies, this is how I'm dealing with the sweat and the humidity in Tuxtla. Hello, lizard. My deodorant stick doesn't just go under my arms. It goes under my tatas, under my apron, along the inside of my thighs, and up a certain part of my back. No stink, no sweat.
I could apply deodorant and it would not make any difference. I'm going to sweat.
Yeah, well.
That's
I mean, it is an antiperspirant, but you know what I mean.
bull.
Well,
For some people,
mine is.
For some people it works. For some people, no.
Oof.
Let me partake of anything that's got vinegar in it, and it's just like,
Oh yeah, anything spicy or tangy with vinegar, he sweats. His scalp.
the sweat pumps go on. It's just boom.
Let's see here. Do you ever use your mobile hotspot for streaming videos? Well, we don't have a mobile hotspot. My phone is a mobile hotspot, and
I thought it was.
Well, it is.
No, we don't really use it.
But we don't really use it for that. And so, as long as we have internet, we can just watch on whatever devices that we're watching on. When we were in a couple places that had shady internet, and if the electricity would go out, I did turn my phone into a hotspot just so I could connect to work. But I didn't want to use it a lot, not really paying too much attention as to whether I would have issues with speeds or data caps. I don't think I do, not with AT&T. But the internet signal isn't always so good on the phone. The mobile signal isn't always so good on the phone when I'm inside anyway, because we're in a concrete house. So that kind of cuts the signal.
Well, and it really wouldn't work very well in Tulum because
we were in a dead zone in Tulum. I mean, if the electricity went out, we had nada.
Yeah,
there was no phone signal.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like let me just get on my phone and play a game. If it required any connectivity, wasn't happening.
Well, and the thing is I also have a Telcel account. I mean, we had nothing.
AT&T, Telcel.
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, okay. Have you seen Diana's books? Over 800 pages. No, I have not seen her books. Oh my goodness. Now you're making me curious. Problem is I don't read anymore. It's sad, but it's true. I'm so busy with so many other things. I just don't read. I just don't.
I do enough for both of us.
I mean, I would do audio books. That's how busy I am. If I would read, it wouldn't be me reading. It would be somebody else reading to me.
Okay, there's another streaming service per se. My Kindle. I could go on Kindle Unlimited, which is like $11.99 a month, and gives you access to, I don't know what they say, 2-3 million books or whatever it is. And I actually have a library card at Mid-Continent Library in Platte County, Missouri, where my sister lives. And I get to check books in and out from Mid-Continent and totally free. And I mean, and I go through
Yes, he does.
some books. I mean, I have read every Hercule Poirot. I've read every Nero Wolfe. I've read every Travis McGee. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm a huge mystery fan. But the downside is that you are only able to get the books that particular library does have, and some of the more prolific older authors, because I like a lot of the older books, they have no John Creasy whatsoever, which there goes the Baron and the Toff and all of those great series. But that's, a free service where I could spend $11.99 a month, which I would still get my money's worth because I read every day and every night. So, but free versus that, and not a big deal. And it's very good. The only thing I have to do is have the internet, and, we get in, hook my Kindle up, give it access. And if I run out of time on a book, which just recently happened because, I was reading Ken Follett's, and, most of my books pop up, normal reading time, 4.5 hours, 5 hours, Ken Follett, 24.5 hours to read this book. Go. And you only have 3 weeks. And so, and I always have 4 or 5 books in my Kindle. And so when I finally got this one, opened it up and went, uh-oh. So I just put it on airplane mode, and then it keeps everything that I've downloaded. And then when I turn it on, it goes, bye-bye.
Nice. Let's see here. Okay. Did I miss something? Okay.
Yeah, the no VPN with
no VPN required with Expat TV, and it runs best if you have Telmex internet, which is readily available in Querétaro. Yes. I've heard that it works best with fiber optic. That's why they kind of said that if you have anything, your internet speeds need to be at least a minimum of 20 megs download speed. And they recommend you avoid Wi-Fi and hardwire straight into the Ethernet on the modem. So, if you've got fiber, it works really well. It's what I've heard. And so I think when we're in Querétaro, we may give it a shot. I just wish there was a list of the channels. I use my mobile hotspot only. So I was curious how good mobile hotspot use is there. Oh, you're so welcome, Nature Lover. It's so hit and miss. It really just depends on where you are and what kind of signal you get. Yeah. If you can get a good signal, great. If you're not in the center of a 7-story concrete building, great. Those things will affect it. So that's kind of like my experience with that.
And the concrete part really does make a difference because it's, talking to my mom, my sister, my daughter or my nephew, and, walk back in the house to get something to drink, and you go through 2 sets of walls, the concrete, and suddenly you're going, Mom, Mom. And it's like, crap.
It's gone.
Yep. Well, let me get my drink and go back outside. And, sorry.
Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see here. Judy says, we have mesh towers and our Expat TV set top box is connected to the mesh tower in our lower level living room. That would work.
Yeah, I think they're saying for the best, and what they're trying to do is get as few customer service phone calls as possible. And a lot of times Wi-Fi, you sort of get ups and downs, and if it buffers for a second, somebody's calling them going, I'm getting buffering. And well, you know what? If your Wi-Fi is not consistent, that's going to occur. And if you go with a hardwire, you're probably not going to have that occur as much. And so, from their perspective, from a business point of view, they're going, this is the best way of doing it so that you don't call us.
Hi, Carol. So does Roku work there? We don't have Roku. We've never had Roku, and we don't have experience using it, but I have heard of people here using it. So our natural assumption is if they're using it, then it does work. I can't tell you how well it works, however. So
if any of you out there have
yeah.
Roku and can answer Carol's question,
yes, please.
because I think the last time we saw Roku was at the beach house we were staying in that one time with Mom.
Yeah. They had Roku.
And they had Roku, and we were watching Magnum PI from the very first episode on. So,
gotta love it.
hey,
all right. I used my local G-Local Me hotspot device when the internet went out in PDC, but it is very expensive. I just use it in emergencies and to work. That makes sense. Yeah.
Is that G-Lo? Call me.
Well, I don't know, but the point is the hotspot is probably set up on a data use plan, and the more data you use, it can get pretty pricey.
Yeah, you don't want to do an 8-hour day burning data.
Potentially. Hey, Wilfredo, I hear Mark talking about reading, and I feel small, diminished, and illiterate. I know. Look, no, I don't look. Reading for me, again, horror novels. I'm big with Stephen King. His son also writes. I'm trying to remember the name. His last name is Hill. One of the books that I read by him was Nosferatu, which I loved, which, just like his dad, they turned into a television series and they ruined it. And I'm also really big into Lord of the Rings type stuff and The Hobbit. And I especially like the books by Dan Brown. So the Da Vinci Code, stuff like that. I don't really read otherwise. I just don't.
Right now, I got two of Ken Follett's books left to read. Out of all the ones he's written, I got 2 left. And I'm also right now reading James Patterson. I'm reading the Alex Cross series. I think I'm on book 9, 8. I have OCD in some things, and reading is one of them. I start at the beginning, and I don't stop until I get to the end. And there have been some John McDonald, the Travis McGee series. There was 22, 23 of them in there. They all have colors and then titles of the books and things. And the last 3, I was like, ugh.
Oh.
And I'm like, and my mom's going, why don't you just stop reading them if you're not enjoying the book? And I'm like,
yeah,
because I've only got 3 left. Doesn't mean you have to read the 3, And I did the same thing with Jack Higgins reading the, what's the character's name? Sean, whatever. Jack Higgins, prolific writer. And by the time I got halfway through the series, it was starting to become the same writing over and over and over. And it was just like, and again, I plowed through until I was done.
Are you seeing the difference here? He's more of the intellectual reader, and I'm more of the, I'm like a juvenile reader. Honestly, Stephen King does not write for the intellectually brilliant people. I mean, he's very, very common language, very easy to follow. Flowers in the Attic series by V.C. Andrews. I remember kids in junior high reading that, which always blew my mind because it's about incest. But, I mean, this is my level. I'm not saying that I can't read higher, but I don't want to. I don't want to work that damn hard. I'm here to be entertained. So I'm down there. Historical romance novels, which he would never read. Must be why I like Outlander so much.
Well, hold on. Whoa. The Ken Follett Kingsbridge series is a historical,
but it's
mystery and romance, all sort of thrown in.
Hot and heavy sex.
Saying. I could say some of what was in it, but YouTube probably wouldn't like us for saying it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not at the level of reading that he is, and I don't want to be. So Oh, big book. War and Peace. I saw War and Peace here somewhere. I saw it. Let's see, Rom E. The big book of it was good. Okay, okay. Stephen King. You know what? I loved reading the unabridged version of The Stand. And when they made it a huge miniseries on TV, again, I am once again disappointed because they combined and mixed up and did things with characters.
Well, they did that to the James Michener books.
Yeah.
Centennial, better book than it was the series.
Yeah. Dave, Roku does work, but in Chapala, it's not Android. So I found a friend that offered a service. I get all my movies, TV series, live sports, and every live TV in North America. So, Dave, so Roku works, but are you using Roku or are you using Expat TV? It sounds a lot like Expat TV
I think
or something similar.
There's a lot of these services now that have figured out ways. It's like Stream East. They just do with the sports, but
No, I think a lot of them they're competing. I love Alex Cross. There you go.
All right.
Only read one Ken Follett and loved it. Bought the next one and couldn't get into it.
It all depends. If you started Cindy, honestly, with like Eye of the Needle, you would be going, oh my God, what a fantastic book. If you then went to the Kingsbridge series, it's a tough read to get started because first of all, you got to go to the gym to get built up because the book is like picking up a damn encyclopedia. And it's a harder read, but if you like the espionage type of books, Follett can be very good in that. Eye of the Needle. I just finished one today or last night that was 1800s. I prefer his World War IIs. Just, and I'm about to read the last one I got is Never. So,
All right. And there you go. Don't start War and Peace, honey.
Nope.
You ain't gonna
never had desire.
You ain't gonna do it. Nope. And I'm like you, Gina. I read murder mysteries only and nothing groundbreaking. And what's wrong with that? It's entertaining, right?
Hold on. I'm the one that reads more of the mysteries.
Well, no, but
yeah.
But she says, and nothing groundbreaking is what she's saying. Like that, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well,
I
like to read my shit from the 1930s.
I know.
So
I mean, he reads stuff that has his vocabulary is so incredibly impressive, and I understand now why. Because he reads these older books, and they're using words like that. And
well, I'm reading books when words had different meanings than what they mean now, and it's sometimes it's difficult to go, oh, because we're so used to words having changed in their language is a living being and it changes constantly.
I'm so bad now. I'm reading preschool and elementary school books for Spanish children and Mexican children. That's my speed.
Hey.
I'm learning how to say how many ducks are in the pond.
But yeah, the Alex Cross, that's good stuff.
Dave, no, a private app. So I had to TiVo. Okay. All right. And Jesse, hi, Jesse. If you're into scary, Ann Jacobson, Nuclear War, a Scenario. She interviewed all of the highest people in government. I don't scare, or at least I didn't think I did. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. And Lisa says, Mark, you might enjoy The Killing Room by Robert Swartwood. It's the first of a new series.
I've heard some things. My mom is way ahead of me, and she's mentioned this one. So yeah, he's on the list, of ones I want to get to. And I'm reading about a book every 2 days, as long as it's not one of the Follett big ones. And if you want scary and you like World War II,
Ooh.
Spandau Phoenix by Greg Isles
Ooh.
is,
Yeah.
I don't know what drugs that man took, but God almighty, where he comes up with some of his stuff is just like, who would have thought this? But.
Okay. So I think really this is kind of, we're trying to sort of do a roundtable discussion on how people are enjoying TV, their US services, Canadian services, maybe even UK services in Mexico. And a lot of it, of course, we know is around the VPN. And the VPNs are starting to feel that squeeze where their ISPs are being blocked by some of these services. What do you do?
And they're trying to remedy that.
Right.
I mean,
right.
it's.
I mean, you basically switch to a new location if you can. Like I frequently will jump from Houston to Miami to Charlotte. Sometimes I'll jump into London if I want to watch something that's on the BBC. So.
Well, I mean, I'm like ESPN. I'll even try and go to like Charlotte and go. All right, I want to get the Tar Heels playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Send me to the Charlotte market so that I know they're going to get the Tar Heels, and
yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you got to go to Salt Lake City. Sometimes I got to go.
Yeah, I mean it's a changing world. When we first arrived in Mexico, I had no problems.
Nope.
No problems at all.
All of them worked.
I mean, I could literally, if I wanted to, I could even download some of the movies so that I could view them offline. But I've run into issues even downloading some of the movies so that they're available offline for me to watch, and they don't have any idea where I am. I used to do that a lot when I would fly. I'd go to the airport, I'd connect to the internet, I'd start up the app, I'd download whatever movie I want to watch or two, and I'd watch them on the plane. But they're getting wise to the ISPs and the VPNs, and they're blocking them.
And for any of you people who are sports fans, if you're trying to do the Stream East, and it is the Stream East. That's why I keep putting it in there, because actually it is the streameast.io. Couple of things. Do not use a VPN. That's another one of the ones. If you're running a VPN, you'll never get into the service. Number two, you're going to get, every time you click on something, it's going to take you to a new screen so that you can bet money. That's how they make their money.
Advertisements.
Yep. And so you just close you close the new one, and it takes you back to the other one, and then you click it again. And 9 out of 10 times when you click it the second time, like, all right, hit play. Oh, do you want to bet on Bet365? No, close, hit play, and it plays. And so
and one of the subscribers, one of the viewers, one of you out there told him about it.
Yeah. Lee,
that's right.
Yeah.
And he uses it all the time. But the best part of Stream East is the cat jam.
You only get cat jam at halftime of NFL games.
Yes.
And you would not believe.
It is the best.
You would not believe the number of people, because it has a chat that runs. You can go full screen, full screen, and you can open it up.
Are you sure, honey?
Yeah, did that. and on the side of it, you'll have all this going on. There's a chat running on. And these people are just like, cat jam, cat jam, cat jam, cat jam. What are you looking for?
I am looking for this. I want to share this. Let me get I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it so people can see it. And then I will close. Okay. So I found, if you're interested in this, I found a site that offers very elementary preschool type Spanish language books that you can use to practice your Spanish. And they have free ones, but then they also have, I'm putting it right now in chat, but then they also have a service you can subscribe to. I'm trying to remember the exact cost. I want to say it was like $15 a year, which then
I thought I saw like $1.99 or $2.99 a month.
Well, yeah, but I did the
no,
annual.
I know, but it had a yearly fee that was less.
Yes.
So that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I think it was like $1.99 or $2.99 a month.
So they have free books, a handful of Spanish.
The primary readers that
Yes. And then if you subscribe, there's probably 3 times as many that are available through the subscription. And I'm like, $15 a year. We spent more than that buying 2 books at Walmart. So that might be good. Just wanted to put it out there. Tom, this is my level. All the yellow and black for dummies books. Tom. Oh,
says the man who speaks how many languages?
I
mean, yeah.
So I'm going to reveal my piracy, my internet piracy stuff. I must have downloaded 300 of those 4 dummies books, and I have them on a hard drive.
Well, you downloaded Penciler, you downloaded Rosetta Stone.
I know. I used to download a lot of stuff.
I mean, if you stop and think about it, back in the infancy of the internet, before Napster got blown up, how many files were we all sharing with each other? I mean, it was like, we had music for years, and then, okay, hold on, but you didn't buy it. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I was downloading Dark Side of the Moon so I could play it on my computer. I had bought Dark Side of the Moon 3 times. Jimmy Buffett, You Had to Be There. Okay, I owned it on 8-track. I owned it on cassette twice because I played it so often that the tape stretched and started doing the. Then I owned it 3 times on albums. So 6 times Jimmy made money off of me on You Had to Be There.
Yeah.
And so to put it into something so I could listen to it this way,
it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the world then. But yeah, I downloaded a bunch of stuff during that period. And one of the things that I downloaded was like 300 dummies books for whatever use.
And now you know why she married me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. You're not, we don't care if you're late. We're glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we stand on punctuality.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. ¿Cómo está? We're fine, Debbie. We hope you are as well. ¿Y tú? And Tom, I honestly want to read Don Quixote in Spanish. It's like 500 plus pages. Ooh, that is an undertaking. That's like, oh my gosh. I remember one time we had to read a book in French, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, it's rough.
Les Miserables?
No, good God, no. No.
Would it be Dumas? Alexander Dumas?
I just cannot remember right now. It doesn't matter. I was in like sixth year level French, and we had to read books. Yeah. So
I mean, it could be the Count of Monte Cristo or the Three Musketeers.
I don't remember anymore. It's been since 1987, 86. So I don't remember anymore. Hey, so Cindy and Jesse, you're both welcome. I'm going to tell you though, you have to do them online. There's no way to download them. They are you view them on their online viewer. But hey, each book is only the more primary ones, the more preschool ones. They're only like maybe 6 to 8 pages long. Honestly, the ones that are a little more like first grade, second grade level, they're a little bit longer. But I think they've been very helpful. So yeah, you're very welcome. And hey. Glad to hear it, Debbie. So let's see here. Trying to get the rent to my awesome property manager. Are you running into issues? Let's see. Stephanie, hi. Mark, put Elizabeth George and Jonathan Kellerman on your list of authors.
Yes, I both of them have been recommended to me. The next one, the next new author I'm going to go to is going to be P.T. Doorman. He's got a whole series of World War II, and I'm just enamored with. I read everything World War II. It's just one of those things that I do.
Oh yeah.
No.
I mean, I watch the documentaries. They're interesting. I just don't read.
No, I get that.
Fiction, but yeah, cool. And let's see, it was a holiday today. Oh, that is right.
That is correct.
Was today Children's Day? No, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Is today Labor Day? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad. But it's a holiday.
No, I haven't gotten all in tune with all the Mexican holidays yet.
I know. We're still trying to get that in sync. What I should do is I should just stick all the Mexican holidays on my phone, on the calendar.
That would be.
And then we would know. Yeah, I should do that.
Well, no, then
Labor Day. It was Labor Day. So I think Children's Day was either yesterday or the day before.
No, then you would know and be able to tell me.
Right. So today was Labor Day. Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I know the conversation about streaming was so enlightening, wasn't it? Not so much, but
no, but it's information that everybody. I mean, all of us want to view the things that we want to view because what you want to watch is definitely not all the time what I want to watch.
Most of the time.
And what I want to watch is definitely not what you want to watch most of the time. So we all have,
Look, I'm so
desires.
bad. I'm so bad. I will pop the popcorn and sit my butt in a chair to watch 8 hours straight of the cheesiest, worst B horror flicks known to man. That's fun to me.
Yeah, and I can do the same thing and turn the Masters on and watch 8 hours of golf and go, okay, it's the Masters. I'm going to sit here and
give me some Puppet Master films. Give me the trilogy of Terror with Karen Black. All the worst.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, I mean,
that was all right.
The Blob.
But I do like the Day the Earth Stood Still. The Blob is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all those old horror. Manos, Hands of Fate.
It's Alive.
It's Alive. All that stuff. I love that stuff. Oh, let's see. Here's another one here. Also, Stephanie says P.D. James.
P.D. James.
Okay. Are you familiar with P.D. James?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, hey, gracias for your time in the informational room, Gringos. Well, you're welcome. I was kind of hoping that we would have people giving us some feedback about what it is they do.
Well, but we're getting feedback.
We are. Yeah. I mean, that was the purpose mostly. It wasn't so much that we were experts. There's a lot of services we don't use. And obviously, that was shared today, which is great because it helps everybody.
All of us are looking for different things.
Yep.
And the thing is, some people have found exactly what they're looking for, which that's great. Some of us have found about 75% of what we're looking for, but I'd like to round it out with the other 25%. And some of us are going, all right, hold on. I'm not getting anything of what I want. So sharing all this information together, we now all have a lot better opportunity to do that.
I just stepped in and see that your hair is back. Good, looking good.
No, I appreciate that, and it's going to keep growing because the Canes won last night because it's hockey playoff time.
Hockey.
So that means that this doesn't get shaved or trimmed or anything until the Canes either win the Stanley Cup or get knocked out. So
Anna says it's May Day and then Workers' Day in Asia. So Labor Day is kind of in close proximity for a lot of countries, I guess. That's kind of cool. Tom, the first dialogue in ALM Spanish in 7th grade was, Hola, Isabel. Trust me that everyone in the world can recite that verbatim. Ask anyone of that era. Hola, Isabel. I love it.
Who's Isabel?
Who's the bell? Oh, okay. And Wilfredo was saying he has the hotspot and buys Telcel SIM 200 pesos and use it inserting physically to the device. And okay, I get where he's going with that. That's cool. Mark, did you ever see 1958 Dunkirk movie? I thought it was much better than the most recent version.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the recent one, having read a lot of the historical background of what actually, wow, that's a hard thing to say, because anytime somebody writes something, there's always a little bit of a bias in how they portray things. And so even if they go, what I'm trying to write is a historically accurate portrayal of the events that led up to Dunkirk. Well, are you writing it from, the Belgian side? Are you writing it from the German side? You're writing it from the British side? Everything gets slanted a little bit from whose perspective. So, but yeah, that's a much better historically accurate version. It's sort of like, to me, I will actually sit and watch The Longest Day, which is a longest day. It's also one of the longest movies, but it's a great version of D-Day with a very young Sean Connery. One of his very first roles.
That bastard.
So
Tom, May Day, the Maypole, sure, and Labor Day. I'm always at the German Fest drinking beer and eating schnitzel. Very good. Mark, go Stars. What's it mean, Mark?
Go Stars? It means he's a Dallas fan.
Oh, I see. Because I'm not a sports person. So,
well, no. The only way that the Canes and the Stars meet up, is in the Stanley Cup final, and we've already advanced.
Go Canes!
The Canes
have
already advanced out of the first round. The Stars are fighting for their lives with the Vegas.
Look, I used to be more of a Canes fan whenever they.
No, you were more of a Pens fan.
I'm not done.
Oh.
I used to be more of a Canes fan when the farm team was coming out of Charlotte. And then the
Checkers.
Yeah, the Charlotte Checkers. And we used to go to the Charlotte Checker games, but then they stopped. So I kind of lost a little bit of interest because my guys from the Checkers weren't working up to.
We knew the people. Well, we didn't know them.
We were familiar with them.
Seen them play at Checkers games, and then they'd be on the Canes. And
1966 Island of Terror. Saw it as a child. I'm still traumatized. I don't think I know that one, but I'm going to look it up. And for some reason in my mind, and it probably isn't right, but it's making me think of Harryhausen. Look, any stop action animation movie that Harryhausen was involved with, I am hard on those movies. The Jason and the Argonauts, the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, all that stuff. Mysterious Island. I love his stuff, so I'm all into that.
And don't get her started on Rankin Bass.
Oh, Rankin and Bass. I'm such a Rankin and Bass or Bass and Rankin fan. I am.
Whichever.
I'm obsessed. Let's see here. If we're talking scary movies, Cape Fear. Yes, it's scary.
Which one?
Well, I think I like the De Niro one.
See, I prefer the.
I think only because it was probably more violent because it was newer, and you could get away with stuff.
But Robert Mitchum.
Yeah.
That was the mental fear. I mean, that was just And that was, speaking of John D. McDonald wrote Cape Fear, and he's also the one that wrote the Travis McGee.
Ooh. All right, I'll get back to this. Okay, hold on. Let's just start here. About bias, unless they were there and read it from everyone's perspective, impossible.
Absolutely.
It's
true.
And Longest Day. It's a great movie. And here's a sports one for you, honey. Mavericks and Stars are alive. Rangers won last year.
Rangers. Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong Rangers. I'm sorry. I was thinking. I forget that the Rangers are also a baseball team. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of the ones that the Canes are about to play. Yes, they did. No, Dallas is doing well, with the exception of the boys with the stars on the helmet.
Mm-hmm. Not stop action. Monsters suck out your insides. Well, that sounds even better. Now I'm going to look it up. I'm all about people sucking out insides. Speaking of people eating people, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Night of the Living Dead. I grew up in the area where Night of the Living Dead was created, but I think even better is Dawn of the Dead, shot in Monroeville Mall. I love that movie so much. And I also like Return of the Living Dead, which was kind of comedic. And one of the characters' name was Gina. And her boyfriend was like, Gina, I can smell your brains, Gina. Just want to eat your brains. I love zombie
See,
movies.
your name shows up all sorts. Led Zeppelin.
I know. I got a great name. And then there's a Fulci movie. It's just called Zombie. And I remember going to the drive-in to see that one. Boy, the big stick of wood coming in and it pierced this lady's eyeball. I was like, ooh, slow motion, up close, gross and gory. Love it.
See, Debbie agrees with me on the
Jason and the Argonauts. Boom. Harryhausen stuff, man. Love his stuff. Oh, and she said the older one. So she likes Robert Mitchum. They're both good.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you feel safe sleeping at night? Oh.
First of all, I'm reading, and then she goes.
Sorry.
You just gave them all vertigo.
Yeah. It's an earthquake.
She takes about a nanosecond to fall asleep.
Yeah, I do.
And so I'm reading before she comes to bed, and I'm reading after she falls asleep. So yeah, I'm safe. And trust me, I'm the one that's up first in the morning.
The scariest the two scariest movies I ever saw. Number one was Prince of Darkness. It actually had Alice Cooper in it. It made me jump in the theater. I remember jumping in the walls. I mean, the jump scares in that were just like, I don't know. It was just scary. And then like at the end, you actually have like a hoof of the Antichrist coming out of a mirror or something. It was pretty creepy. But the other one you're going to laugh at, and my kids did. Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black. I saw it when I was a little kid. It was on regular television. There is a doll. There is a little medicine man doll that chases her around the house going, and it's got a knife. Okay. It freaked me out when I was a little kid. So I took my kids, when you used to do these things, go to a video store and grab some movies for the weekend and have some fun. We watched it. They laughed. I was terrified when I was little. They laughed.
Whoa. I mean, I remember being, it must have been 4, 5 years old. The first time, and I thought I was being sneaky. I'm halfway down the stairs, peeking around because we just bought our first TV set, and I'm peeking around the stairs. Supposed to be in bed.
I can't wait to hear this. What was it?
Lurch.
Addams Family.
I was 4.
Oh.
I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And you're right. And I was busted because I ran up the stairs so fast. It was like, forget about even trying to be, sneaky about it. It was, hell no, I'm gone. And so I heard Dad go, teach his ass. So
that's another thing. Another Netflix series was Wednesday. Loved it. I can't wait to see the next season. So let's see here. Zombies. Shaun of the Dead. Yes.
Shaun died?
Different Shaun, honey.
Oh, okay. I was fixing to say, man, I'm going to be sad. This is
British. Oh my gosh, is it hilarious? It is so funny. So funny. I love that movie. A lot of people in that movie too. Wilfredo, Mark, I said, sticking out for Jerry Jones and America's Team, the Lone Star Cowboys.
Well, yeah, because if I remember right, Wilfredo's a Bears fan, if I remember correctly. Because that's right, they used our pick this year to get the best quarterback, and whatever. Yeah, I don't want to relive that again.
Here's one here. Scary movies. Heck, I was afraid of the flying monkeys and the Wizard of Oz. Still traumatized. Those were scary. I've heard a lot of people say that. I've heard a lot of people say that. I mean, they were creepy looking.
And then when you're old enough to get married, then you watch Double Indemnity, and Barbara Stanwyck will scare the shit out of you.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Maybe I need to watch that one.
It's one of the classic film noirs of all time with Fred McMurray and Barbara Stanwyck.
No. We watched it. I watched it with you. I remember him. And
and she's just a manipulator that makes you go, "Ew, yeah."
I remember that Karen Black movie. You know,
we can go years in our life and not mention the name Karen Black.
No.
And this is the second time
that
it has come up today.
Yes.
Karen Black. I can't remember what the first, we were having a discussion about something. Oh, Shelley Duvall, and you started down the Shelley Duvall
I know.
rabbit hole, and suddenly it was Karen Black.
I was
Karen Black.
What
Karen
freaking
Black.
movie is Shelley Duvall in where she's on a horse wearing a cowboy hat? I couldn't figure it out.
What movie was Shelley Duvall in that did not, was not directed by Robert Altman, other than The Shining?
Goodness. The Exorcist, can't watch it to this day. Debbie, you know what? And when they released that updated version that included previously deleted scenes, such as her crawling down backwards on the stairs, creepy. So creepy. So, yeah, I agree with you. And the flashes of the demon that you just never noticed. What? You laughing? What? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh God, I remember.
I just had a flashback to Richard Pryor talking about The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm just going to leave. And if you've not heard Richard Pryor's take on The Exorcist, trust me, look it up.
Go look it up.
Look it up. I think it was in Richard Pryor Live.
All right. Go look it up, guys. So, Trilogy of Terror. Did you ever watch Cat's Eye with Drew Barrymore? Yes, I did.
Oh,
I remember. No, I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. That's the one where there's a little troll. I mean, that was actually a series of short films similar to Trilogy of Terror. And that's the one where there's a troll. She's got a cat. She wants to keep the cat. Her mom is like, oh, no, cats will sit on your chest and take your breath away.
Yep.
And it's the troll. The troll is doing it, and the cat saves her. And it's on this record player.
And the little troll stabs the cat. Yeah.
Burnt offerings. Yes. Okay, look, we're going to go down this tunnel real quick. So about 2 years ago, I asked a bunch of my friends for Halloween because you were somewhere for Halloween. You were not home for Halloween.
The hell would I have been?
About three years ago, maybe. You went somewhere with your mom or something. He wasn't home for Halloween. I think you drove her home. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I was by myself.
She was coming home from the beach. And,
right.
And yes, I drove her from.
And so I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to have me a big Halloween movie thing. And I'm going to ask all my friends for the best Halloween movies. Okay. Here are the top Halloween movies that I watched. And if you have not seen these and you like scary and mine F, The Witch, spelled with 2 V's, The Witch.
I thought we weren't going to talk about my ex-wife.
No, stop. Hereditary. Midsummer. And then I also had watched Burnt Offerings at that time. And I watched a couple of the Puppet Master ones. And I watched a couple Hellraiser ones. And I watched a classic one that I've always loved. It's got George C. Scott in it. It's called The Changeling. So, but I'm telling you, The Witch, Hereditary, and Midsummer. That is a triple treat of just creepy movies. Psycho scared me to death around 12 years old. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about, shriveled up old skeleton woman and, crazy man.
The one that I remember from being young
good
was
movie.
that scared me was Edgar Allan Poe, The Premature Burial, starring Ray Milland.
Ooh.
And this was the same time frame and genre that Vincent Price was doing all of his Edgar Allan Poe's.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I mean,
no. You said Vincent Price. Every time I hear Vincent Price, I think of Sesame Street. I'm Vincent Twice.
Oh, I think of.
Sorry.
I think of Welcome to My Nightmare.
Yeah.
The Black Widow.
Yeah.
That's in the Wax Museum and.
Yeah. Another one I love. Another good B horror flick that I haven't seen in a long time. It takes place on a train, and I think it's called Terror Express.
Yes.
I think it's called Terror Express. And there's an alien on this train, and the alien takes over people's bodies and stuff and absorbs all their memories. And he basically boils their brain and their eyes turn white. And this is how they die. And then he's absorbed all their memories and stuff. It's just creepy. I always loved that.
Thriller. Yep.
Happy Valley series. I started to watch that, and for some reason, I didn't get to finish it. There were a number of shows that I started. At one point, there was a writer's strike for one of the things.
Yes.
And a lot of shows stopped for a while, and when they came back, they didn't do as good. And then there's shows that I get hooked on TV, and I love them, and then they get canceled. It happens all the time. Alcatraz. There were 2 shows that had that actor in it.
Wasn't it American Horror Story? Wasn't that
No,
another one?
It wasn't that.
There was another one about that time that you made it through.
Happy Town. I think it was called Happy Town. I can't remember now. Man, they were looking for the magic man. He was kidnapping people. They were disappearing. I think one was called Under the Dome. It was based, I think, on a Stephen King thing. I mean, I watch these shows and they just vanish. But Happy Valley series was one I started. Yeah, I need to watch that again. And one I could never get into. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's that David Lynch show? Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks?
Gosh, I tried. I tried so hard. I tried so hard to get into Twin Peaks. I just couldn't do it. I tried. Twice.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say Terror Train with Jamie Lee Curtis. No, I think it's called Terror Express or Horror. I'll have to look it up. I hated Twin Peaks. Thank you. Serpent in the Rainbow. Yes. As much as that is not so much supernatural, as much as it's more psychological and drug-induced terror, that's a great movie. Great movie.
That going back to Cape Fear 1 versus Cape Fear 2, the De Niro version was very graphic, whereas the Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck version was all between the ears, and that just was like, whoa, hold on, this could happen. And sometimes the fear of what might or could happen is greater than what you can see. So,
And so it is called Terror Express. It has the classic pair of British actors, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. And it also has Telly Savalas in it. So
you can't go wrong with
I know.
Hey, who loves you, baby?
I hated Twin Peaks too. I tried so hard. I really wanted to dedicate myself into loving it, and it just couldn't happen. But at the same time as Twin Peaks, I was really into the X-Files. Loved it. So much a fan of that.
All right.
Citizen Kane. Maltese Cross.
All right, hold on. You mean the Maltese Falcon?
Casablanca.
Which the first one I can forgive because I find Citizen Kane a hard watch. It's just
I like it.
She likes it. It doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
But The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca, to me, 2 of the top 10 movies of all time. Those are just like, yeah. Of course, they got Bogey. So.
And so, yes. Oh, and yeah. So we're back to the Robert Mitchum of Cape Fear. Debbie's
That's
on
all.
board
That's
too.
all between the ears, and that just is, And again, that was written by John McDonald and John D. McDonald, because there are 2 authors that are John McDonald. There's John D. McDonald, and he wrote the Travis McGee, and some of the things that he thought of, especially the first.
Oh, let me hide this for a minute.
First 12 books of the Travis McGee series make you go, damn, And if you like that type of fear, Greg Isles is like 24 hours, and Spandau Phoenix. Read those 2 and you will go, ho.
All right. Okay. So Ozark, Call the Midwife series, The Mother. Is The Mother the movie that I think is just called Mother, or is it a different movie than Mother? Because there is a movie about a woman who is there's these 2 feral girls, and they've been cared for by this ghost. And I think that was called Mama. Maybe that was called Mama. But I'll look up The Mother. That sounds good. And X-Files. Debbie's on to the X-Files. That's right. And Stephanie has action figures. That's cool. Action figures. So of course they had the 2 detectives, but did they also have, the Smoking Man, Cancer Man as well? I'm going to look these up.
I was about to say something I probably shouldn't. So
what?
Well, I was going to say what if they did a Scully blow-up doll, but
Oh my God.
I'm just.
The Shining was scarier to read. I definitely agree. Although with Stanley Kubrick's version, I kind of like the hedge and not the topiary animals moving around. I don't know how that would have really worked. And I think when they did their television remake version of it later, they did put the topiary animals back in. But the question I had today, we were talking about Stanley Kubrick as a director and the fact that he was very, very, very good at cinematography. And he was so OCD that he would shoot something 100 times to get it exactly the way he wanted it.
This all started with she's not a Tom Cruise fan. And so then it was like, well, okay, but there are some good Tom Cruise films that were good in spite of, and then we got to Eyes Wide Shut.
And so I also say like Space Odyssey, Eyes Wide Shut, and The Shining.
But Eyes Wide Shut, it was a good and interesting and provocative movie because of Stanley Kubrick, not because of Tom Cruise. So
the thing about Kubrick is that, and I don't watch a ton of Kubrick films, but I'm going to cite those 3: The Shining, The Eyes Wide Shut, and Space Odyssey. I heard that he focused so hard in Space Odyssey on the bone going up in the sky, like rotating, and so that it would get in just the right position to basically blend into that space shuttle satellite. But the weird thing about him, Kubrick, and he does this in every movie, is he's obsessed with getting exactly what it is he wants visually.
Well, he has it in here, and he's not going to stop until he sees what's here is on the film.
And he always leaves ambiguity. Mm-hmm. There is so much ambiguity in all those movies.
Well,
the example in Space Odyssey is what the hell's going on with that astronaut at the end of that movie turning into this space baby. And then Eyes Wide Shut. What the heck just happened here? Tom Cruise realizes that Nicole Kidman was part of this society, and now he's coming home and getting in bed and he starts to cry. I don't understand. And then what's happening with Nicholson? He's in the photograph at the end of The Shining. Oh, hold up. The ghost said, "You've always been here." No, wait. How could he have always been there when he went up there with his wife and his child? Or did he? Did any of this happen? Like, we just don't know. And he never tells us.
He leaves it to your imagination to come up with what works for you. You know, and it's, if you think about it, it's the same way music used to be before there were music videos.
Yeah.
Two people could hear the same song and go, "No, you're wrong. It doesn't mean that. It means this." And they're both right, because as long as it means what it means to you, your interpretation for you is what's right. And Kubrick left that on film to, okay, I'm going to leave this up to you to, what do you think this is?
I know.
You know, and then, you know.
But then I'm one of those people, I want finality. I want my beginning, my middle, and my end. Thank you. That's just the way I am. So simple. Let's see. Since you two are living in Mexico, here's a good scary movie, The Curse of La Llorona. Isn't that the crying woman? I think that's what that is. Llorona, that's the crying lady, right? I think I've heard of this. I don't think I've watched it.
I haven't, so I can't.
I might actually have this in my to watch list on Shudder. I feel like I've heard of this. That's a good one. I'm going to watch that. For me, Jack Nicholson started out too scary. In the book, it was a slower burn. Yes, absolutely. It was again,
back to the conversation.
He starts off nuts.
Debbie wasn't around at the beginning.
Right.
Yes, we had this conversation of going, how many books that were turned into movies? Tell me how many movies exceeded the book. And quite honestly, the only one that I can think of that personally, and I've read a lot of books and seen a lot of movies, is The Godfather.
Yes. And so here, let's talk about Tom Cruise very briefly here. I've just never liked him. I didn't like him when he first came out with Risky Business. I was never a fan. What I do like, the movies that he's been in that I absolutely love, are Minority Report and The Last Samurai. And honestly, with Last Samurai, it's all about Ken Watanabe. Love that movie.
The Firm.
Oh, and The Firm. I mean, these are good movies, but
The
overall,
Outsiders.
No.
Okay.
No. I was just never a fan.
I'm not saying Tom Cruise, but I like The Outsiders movie. You know.
Madam Secretary and Glass. Oh, gosh. I'm going to come back. You guys, this is amazing. I'm going to come back and make this list. I'm going to have stuff to watch. And Tom, yes, Get Out.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, you watched this?
Uh-huh.
You did?
I've seen Get Out.
Wait, which movie is this? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong movie. What are you thinking of? I'm thinking of a movie where these people in this suburban neighborhood basically kidnap these basically people of color and hold them hostage in their house, and they do something to them. What are you thinking of?
I thought it was a movie of.
Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I thought.
I thought it was the haunting of a house, in the whole Get Out part.
That was Amityville Horror.
No, I know the Amityville.
Where they go,
shit.
Get out.
In the pig. You know, I mean, yeah.
Oh, and another one, as I'm thinking of this, there is another movie that reminds me of the one I just thought of that I thought this was about. Skeleton Key. It has, is it Kate Hudson? Is that Goldie Hawn's daughter?
Yes.
Kate Hudson's in it. It's called Skeleton Key. I liked it a lot too. John Hurt's also in it. And
is that Melanie?
Huh? Who?
Oh no, that's a Skate Key.
No. Okay.
I got a big
that's brand new key.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the woman. God, it's not Gina Davis. I can't think of the woman. I can see her right now. But anyway, I thought it was a very good movie, Skeleton Key. Reincarnation, how a soul gets is stuck in a bad place. That's how I interpreted Jack in the photo at the end. Okay. And that's,
And you know what?
yeah.
That could be purgatory. Got to stay there
It could
and
be.
keep doing it
It
over
could
and
be.
over.
I mean,
See,
if they just kind of leave it open, here we go.
And that's the beauty of a good filmmaker who
There
goes,
we
you know
go.
what? I'm going to leave this up to you. You know, and think about this. John Carpenter in Halloween. Was that Michael Myers coming back up the stairs at the end of the movie? That shadow coming back up? Did he die? Did he not? I mean,
Clockwork Orange. Love that movie so
didn't get it
much. It's just
no.
Yeah.
It was when I was a kid, it was a popular one for midnight movies. And you know.
Yes, the crying lady. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, wait. What? Wait. Miguel, Gilligan's Island, Spider in the Cave.
Well, or you know, if we're really going to go back there, let's think about the Brady Bunch finding the idol in the cave and then taking it outside the cave.
Yes.
Oh no.
That was the Hawaii episode, right? I think so.
Yes.
Have a great night, Cindy. Thanks for joining us tonight. You know, that also reminds me, and now that you said that, one of my favorite shows ever as a kid, the Sid and Marty Krofft Hour, always favorite show, Land of the Lost. There are so many Sid and Marty Krofft shows, from the Banana Splits to Dr. Shrinker to Electrical Medina Girl, just goes on and on the Bugaloos, all that stuff. But Land of the Lost, that was the best. That was the best. And when they tried to make a comedic remake of it later, I wanted to just die inside a little bit, because it just, no. The Sleestaks Stacks were scary. They were scary. And they had that Harry Halson style stop action animation with the dinosaurs. But the Sleestaks Stacks, man.
Well, then they also had what was that? The one with the island, Danger Island or something, that happened during the yeah. Okay, next.
Say what?
Yeah.
What? I don't know where you were going. What?
I don't know.
Okay. Cara Galea also went to the George School. Remember Hal?
Yeah.
In 2000, yes, Space Odyssey. Not a cruise
fan.
fan.
I'm not. I'm not a cruise fan either.
I'll say I was right.
He just happens to have been in some movies that were good.
I want to watch it, Tom. I've been waiting to watch it. It sounds to me like it's very similar in original concept to The Skeleton Key. Different, but there's similarities. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I just haven't found it. And another one I've been trying to get, and it's finally available that I can watch it on a streaming service, is Prometheus from the Alien series. I've been wanting forever to watch Prometheus. I mean, I practically watched every Prometheus review on YouTube. I've probably seen just about the entire movie by this time without ever seeing it. So.
Wasn't he one of the Three Musketeers?
Who?
Prometheus.
Oh, I don't know. Was he?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. With Vincent Price, Brady Bunch. That's right. Land of the Lost. Thank you. Land of the Lost. Yes. Love that show so much. And Dark Shadows. The original Dark Shadows.
Not just Johnny Depp shit.
And not they brought it back though as a series.
No, we're talking Jonathan Frid.
Yeah, the original.
Yes.
The original Dark Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
That used to be on right after The Edge of Night.
I remember Edge of Night.
Used to be, you had the ABC soaps. You had start out with Secret Storm, then you had All My Kids, One Life to Live, General Hospital, then The Edge of Night, and then it was Dark Shadows.
Does anyone here remember a series in the late 80s. It was out around the same time as Star Trek Next Generation. I think it even aired on the same nights. And it was called Friday the 13th, the series. And there were these evil possessed or demon possessed objects, and this pawn shop guy and his young helpers would go and collect them and bring them back to the pawn shop. I used to love that one. The female was played by someone who just went by a singular name only, kind of a la Madonna. Her name was Robbie or Robbie. I don't know. But I used to love that show too. The V series. Oh, wait, let's go back up. There we go. My mom went to school with Jonathan Frick.
I thought it was Frid.
Frick.
You sure on that?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's Frid.
Okay.
I think it's with a D.
I don't know.
I think it is. I could be wrong, but I thought it was Jonathan Frid.
And V, the series. I love the movie and I love the series. And am I the only one in the world who remembers that Freddy Krueger was originally an alien on V? And he was a dumb alien.
What are you talking about, Robert Englund?
Yes.
Okay.
He was a friendly, lovable, human-loving alien who ate rats. Mice. I used to love that show too. Let's see. My great-grandmother watched my brother and I frequently, and we watched with her, despite my mother not allowing us to watch it at home. Ooh, here you go. The Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Some very scary episodes. I believe that.
Well, and another one to go right along with it was,
Night Gallery.
And
The Outer Limits.
And
Twilight Zone.
There you go.
There's your
Rod.
Yes.
Rod Sterling.
Yes.
It's like Rod Serling.
Serling.
Yeah. I mean, that was just like
OMG, Jesse. Yes. The Night Stalker. Oh my God. Never missed it.
I'm sorry. I have a hard time watching him.
because
he's
the dad.
Because he did A Christmas Story.
Yes.
And it changed the entire thing from being Kolchak to Bumpus's dogs.
Fragile.
No. Oh, it's from Italy. It's
a major
Fragile.
award.
It's a major award.
I know, but yes, Kolchak the Night Stalker. Oh my goodness, I love that show so much. Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, yes. Yes, Night Stalker, absolutely. There is an episode. I'm just trying to remember if it was Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. I want to say it's Twilight Zone. There was an episode where there's not a single spoken word in the entire episode. And the star is, I can't think of her name. She's the mom on Bewitched.
Agnes Moorehead.
Thank you. Younger Agnes Moorehead.
That's why she keeps me around.
Exactly. And there's not a spoken word anywhere. And a spaceship lands in her attic. And she's being invaded by little spacemen. And then you find out at the end, these little spacemen are from Earth. Whoa. Such a good episode. Oh, yeah. The Hitchhiker. Oh, let's see here. We're going up. Let's go. Right. Laugh at me, Nikita. I don't think I'm familiar with this, Claudia. Please let me know. La Femme, Nikita. All right, wait. I have heard of that, but I've never watched it. I would have to look into that one. Bug. Hey there, Peter. Welcome. We are presently in the capital of Chiapas,
Tuxtla Gutierrez.
Yes. And we just arrived.
We're exactly.
2 weeks.
This is the halfway point. We're here for 5 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We are on our way to San Cristobal de las Casas.
Yep.
And the interesting thing is, just to get off the horror thing for just a second here, is the people here. It is very quaint. There's a lot of things to really like here about Tuxtla Gutierrez, and the people here all go, "Oh, San Cristobal, es muy bonito," and it's like, okay, this has a lot of appeal right here.
Yeah, we like it where we are.
A lot of appeal, and they all go, "Oh no, San Cristobal." It's
if it
like,
wasn't for the heat.
I'm not saying, but no,
Right.
they all say that
Yep.
San Cristobal is at another level, and well, 2 levels. One level, it's higher up, so the heat's not as bad, because they're like, "Oh, frio," and we're like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh shit. I'm the youngest, and my older brothers always used to take me to these horror movies. I was 5. No wonder I'm still scared of this crap. Tom, on the contrary, my dad used to take me to all the zombie movies, the double features or triple features where they would play a kid's movie, and then the next movie or 2 would be more adult oriented. So it would start out with family, and he would make us lay down and go to sleep in the back seat. Oh no, I watched all those zombie movies, man. I love it. And my sister, who's younger than me, she ended up becoming a special effects makeup artist specializing in zombie makeup. So we're all about that. Oh, I hear rain. Rain. Hitchhiker. Yep. Hitchhiker was good. Nikita is wonderful. The French originals. Okay. I didn't realize there were originals. I will definitely look those up. Love Agnes Moorehead. You know what? Yeah. Robert Redford. Yep. How much is a can of beer?
All right, now
with the tacos.
All right, here's the question though. Back to Robert Redford.
Wait. We'll get back to Robert Redford in a minute. How much is a can of beer with the tacos? So we got a dozen tacos for $5. That fed us for 2 meals, 3 tacos each for each meal. How much is your beer?
It was 49 pesos for a 6-pack.
Was it really?
Yeah.
There you go. So that would be about 3.
Well, divided by 6 into 48 is what? 6/8 or 48. So 8 pesos a beer. So
okay.
Now, if I had gotten Corona,
about 75 cents,
it would have been double.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But back to the Robert Redford.
All right, going back to Robert Redford real quick.
No, the question becomes: Did he make movies on his own that were better, or was he at his peak with Newman?
I don't know. I love him in The Sting. Love him in The Sting.
Butch and Sundance.
I like The Sting better.
No, I agree, but
yeah. Let's see. The Hunger. Okay, look. I read the book before I ever saw the movie, and the book is better. But it's good. This is the one that's got David Bowie, Susan Sarandon, and I'm trying to remember who the original mother vampire is. What was creepy about that is that none of the vampires are actually dead. They're all sort of like half dead, living up in her attic or something. It's different take on it. So, yeah, I liked it. Debbie, I just love Lake Chapala area. It's just so easy. Okay.
We will be there eventually.
Be there soon.
I'd say soon, but eventually.
I was terrified of the faceless thing that stepped out of a mirror in a Night Stalker episode. Oh, there was a lot of good stuff on that. So much. So Debbie's saying there's lots of English spoken. The locals are extraordinary. A very soft place to land.
Yeah, I was responding to Jesse's.
Yes, and an affordable lifestyle. Yeah, Chapala is a very good soft landing. San Miguel also is. I would say
Riviera Maya is going to be
Riviera Maya is soft,
but
Yeah.
it's not going to be soft on the pocketbook.
No, but it's a soft landing
No,
if you've
I
got
agree.
the finances.
Yes,
Well, what else? Puerto Vallarta would be soft.
we think
We know.
we haven't been there. I mean, we can only answer based on what we know.
Stir of Echoes. I think I know which one this is. I think this was a Kevin Bacon movie, I believe. And Kevin Bacon is actually dead. He's the ghost in the house, correct? I think, if that's this one. And he thinks he's being haunted, but he's actually the ghost. I think that's how that went. That's a good one. It reminds me of, I think it's called The Others with Nicole Kidman. Similar.
Well, a lot of times they take the same story and just change the name of it.
I love Luc Besson movies. La Femme Nikita, the original, not the American version, with Bridget Fonda. I'm going to look that up for sure.
Catherine Deneuve?
I don't know because I've never seen it. So I have to look it up. But yeah, so you can see right now, I'm the lowbrow entertainment in this pairing. Lowbrow reader, lowbrow entertainment. I'm horror movies and all this other junk.
Nothing.
It's what I enjoy it. I like it.
Some people would go, there is no more lowbrow than sports. I mean,
yeah.
So,
but movie wise, yeah, I'm all about. Oh, that was you. I'm like, what just happened? It started to rain here, and we've had, which is good actually, because it'll bring the temperature down a little bit.
No, different movie styles.
On the Stir of Echoes, I think you're thinking about. No, it's not. It's not that one. That's a good movie, but it's not that.
That is one of the best movies of all time that you can only watch once.
There's a movie that I took the kids to see. It was a Kevin Bacon movie, and I kept thinking that's what this was. It was a Kevin Bacon movie. This house, he's in this house, and he thinks he's hearing things in this house. And in the end of the movie, you basically find out that he's not there. I mean, he's not alive. He's trapped in this house spiritually or something. I thought that was Stir of Echoes, but it's that. What I'm thinking of is definitely a Kevin Bacon movie. I just don't know if it's that one.
Yeah, there's certain movies that you can only watch one time because the second time you see it, you once you're like, oh, now that I know. I mean, The Sixth Sense is a perfect example. You know, you go through the whole thing and you're going, oh, this kid sees dead people. What you really didn't realize was Bruce Willis is the one that was dead, and you're like, once you see it and go, oops.
Yeah. Okay, so I am thinking about Stir of Echoes. Kevin Bacon is experiencing frightening visions after he was hypnotized. And I just remember at the end, you find out he's not really alive or something. There's something weird about it. I can't remember now. There's something about it that was really, it had a twist at the end. I just can't remember what it was. And I might just be remembering the ending incorrectly. But I remember him being in this house and he's seeing things. There's another movie I'm thinking of too called Mirrors. I think it's called Mirrors. But I can't remember who the lead is in that. I don't know if it's Kevin Bacon, if it's Kiefer Sutherland. I can't remember anymore. Oh, another one of the best movies, vampire movies ever, The Lost Boys. Love that movie. When I went to see Kiefer Sutherland perform live, his first album that he released, all these people showed up wearing 24 shirts and everything. And I'm like, screw that. I'm here to see a Lost Boy.
And then she went, hey, and melted.
Yeah, I fangirled all over the place with him. And I never do that. I've met a lot of musicians and other people, and I've never done that. I mean, I totally froze up around him.
And he's short.
He's very short. Let's see here. La Femme Nikita is a 1990 French action thriller film and directed by Luc Besson. Stars Anne Pallieraud as the title character and a young woman convicted of murder and sentenced. All right. We'll look it up. And that reminds me of a Donald Sutherland movie that I absolutely love. I think it's called Don't Look Now. I think it's called Don't Look Now.
Oh, if you're talking Donald Sutherland.
He's an architect or something. They're in Venice, and he and his wife have lost their child, and he keeps seeing a small figure in a little red raincoat with a hood. And yeah, I love that. I think it's called Don't Look Now.
It's not MASH.
No, it's not.
No.
Life imprisonment. Instead of going to jail, she's given a new identity and trained to be a secret police assassin controlled by the government. Ooh. Okay. If you like Robert Redford, watch Comes a Horseman.
Yep.
With young Scarlett Johansson. The first few minutes will freak you out. Have we seen that?
I have seen Comes a Horseman.
Yeah, I don't think I have. But okay.
It didn't resonate greatly with me. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm one that she can remember everything. I'm one that goes, if it's worthy of remembering, I will. If it's in my mind not, I purge.
Yeah.
It's she has never get into a game that they used to have on Buzz Time called what was that one?
I don't remember what they're called anymore.
Karaoke
it's been
one.
Years. I don't know.
The lyric one.
Whatever.
And
I remember lots of lyrics. I don't remember anything new though.
Well, no.
You know.
We don't hear anything new, but
you know.
Yeah.
But it was Kiefer. Thank you. I remember the movie, and there was a sequel to it too. And also, when it comes to movies such as The Ring, I prefer the original Japanese versions. So Ringu, I love Ringu. The Ring's good, but Ringu I think is better, in my opinion. Also, there's a movie. It's Scandinavian or something. I can't remember. It's Let the Right One In, I think is what it's called. That version is better than the anglicized version. Also, all of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movies are better in the original language than the remix that were done in English.
Okay.
Yep. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series was great. Loved it. Lisbeth. She's the bomb. Let's see here. Kevin Bacon. The Darkness. Magic Stones from the Grand Canyon Cave. I don't know that one. Of course, Kevin Bacon's in everything.
6 Degrees.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking, what was the name? Tremors. Oh my gosh.
And here's the thing. You think Kevin Bacon, the 6 Degrees, and you go, okay, that's Hollywood. Bernie Madoff. Guess who one of their biggest victims was?
No.
Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon.
Oh.
It got taken by Bernie Madoff.
Wow.
And they basically lost everything, and then they had to start all over again.
That's too bad.
Well, it didn't turn out too badly for him since she started doing the closer, and he just kept working. And
yes, The Bad Seed. I've heard of this. I have not watched it. So thank you for that. And yeah, this was fun and informative. I prefer originals too. Yes, the American ones, U.S. versions typically do fall short. And The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Yes. Yes. Such a good movie. All right, nature lover. I see you're rolling out. You're so very welcome. Oh. Have a good night, nature lover. There's one movie where you will hate Kevin Bacon. It's called Sleepers. I think I've seen it. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have. Isn't that where they all kind of like Flatliners, but it's not Flatliners?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same as Flatliners, but it's that idea that they're on the verge of death or something.
Well,
I think,
and if I remember right, he wasn't exactly a fan favorite in what was that one where he became invisible?
It's Invisible Man.
Was that the Invisible Man?
Yeah.
You know, and
I didn't care for that.
No, but he was not likable because it
but
was.
I mean, he was in which movie? Was he in? Was it Friday the 13th?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
He's the first one killed.
Yes, he was.
I mean, he's Freddy's first victim.
No, not Freddy. That was
or Jason.
Jason's first victim. Well, Jason's mom's first victim.
Well, was it Jason's mom or was it Jason?
It was Jason's mom.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because she had like split personality. Yeah, and she was going around killing all the teenagers and stuff.
If you're sure.
I am absolutely sure. There we go. Yes, Gina, don't look now. Yes. Fire in the Sky, which was allegedly a true story of these lumberjacks in Washington State, where one of them was abducted. Okay, I will look that up. I love Don't Look Now.
The one movie that scared me the most.
Day of the Condor. Oh.
When I was 12 or 13. The Boggy Creek Monster.
Oh, The Legend of Boggy Creek. The Legend of Boggy Creek. It's supposed to be about Bigfoot.
In Arkansas.
Yeah.
He hiked his ass all the way half across the country. But yeah, I mean that.
No,
but no, that one. I mean, being that preteen, just as a teenager, and may have peed myself a couple times in that movie because God Almighty, it was.
You know, for as much horror as I grew up watching, as much as I was exposed, you think I would be a messed up person today. And I have to honestly say that the only things that ever scared me was always that when you're walking away from something dark, when you're walking up the stairs from a basement and it's dark, that stuff always makes me want to walk a little faster. But otherwise, paranormal, aliens, ghosts. Oh, speaking of another movie, which I thought was just so good, Nope. If you have not seen Nope, you need to see Nope. I seriously thought this was a UFO abduction type movie.
Nope.
It was just totally, it was cool. It was different, and I love that. I love it when it's different. Abducted by a UFO, I meant to say. I knew what you meant. Yep. I knew what you meant. I think we probably should round it up, guys. It's been 2.5 hours. And again, this is another one of those where we love spending time talking with you and getting this roundtable thing going.
We start on A, we go to B, we go to C, then we go to D, and then it just sort of goes.
We meander so
much.
We meander so much. We're just on a cruise. Cruising.
If this was geared towards, we need to keep this short, tight, so we can get lots of views.
Yes.
We suck at it. I mean,
I know. Oh, hey, all a ride through. So nice to have you here. We're just about to wrap it up. So thank you so much, Debbie. We appreciate that. Thank you as well, Rome. And you know what? You got here late. It's okay. As long as I have this cast on and my editing is really, really slow, it took me forever just to make a thumbnail.
We
today.
did get one out this week.
We got one out though.
Well,
it only took 2 weeks to get it done, but as long as I have this cast on and I'm a little limited in what I can do, we decided we're going to do a live each week. Every Wednesday.
7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mexican time.
6 and 7 is U.S. time, 5 Central Mexican time. So if you're, if you want to tune in again, that's when it is. It's 5 Central Mexico and 6 Central, 7 Eastern United States.
Yep.
Every Wednesday, at least for a while. Normally, we only do a live every other week, but the editing thing is just, I'm so slow and I'm not cranking anything out. So we thought we would do this to keep in touch with people. And as always, if you guys got something you would love for us to discuss,
if you got a topic,
yes,
shoot it at us because we're more than willing to kick it around.
We had,
as you see,
yeah.
And you know what? If you don't send it to us, start it up here, and we'll probably just go.
Yeah, I mean,
because we're sort of like the dog just running down the road and going squirrel.
You know. Yeah, it's true. I mean, last week we had an excellent suggestion about talking about utilities in Mexico. And this week we're just like, hey, let's talk about the streaming services and the issues that we run into, how things work, what other alternatives there are.
Then we went to books. Then we went to movies.
And here we are.
We can say tonight was media night.
Media night. Yes. It started out talking about streaming and all that good stuff.
It was all media.
It was media. We're just kind of all over the place. And we start talking. And we just don't stop. Hey, good night. Oh, Debbie. Whoa. I don't know what. Debbie, you're going, yay!
Yay, they're going home.
Good night, Carol and Wilfredo. I see. I love your channel. Enjoy the chat. Have a great rest of the week and the coming weekend. Yes. Thank you, Wilfredo. And that would be 5. That's 5 for most of us who are in Mexico. Most of Mexico.
Yeah, unless you're in Quintana Roo.
Yes. And you keep us busy. Yes. Thank you. Please visit Ajijic. You know we're coming.
We're coming.
We are. It just takes us time to get there, but we will.
The planners we have the schedule, and that's just sort of.
And good night. Good night, Jesse. We're going to wish you all a good night. Have a great weekend. We will see you again next Wednesday. I will try my best to try to get another video out. I really will.
And we'll be able to give you the update on what the doctor says on the arm.
On the arm. That's right. Looking forward. Seeing you guys. Very best. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week.
Salud.
Hasta la próxima.